Okay, good morning, class. It is about 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to go ahead and get started with this lecture, see if anybody pops in here, and go throughout the overview of this week. So it is Module 7, Week 7. And what we are going to be doing today is preparing your menu design for print. Now, I haven't really gotten to your menu designs cover and back as of yet. I'm going to plan on getting to that as soon as I'm done with lecture here. And that feedback I give to you, please go ahead and revise just like I did the week before. Make those revisions and then continue forward with your week 7, which is preparing for print. Oh, that should say 7. My apologies. So anyway, today, this week, we are going to do your final menu design. We're going to download the week 7 assignment checklist for assignment requirements. And you also have a quiz, and that's based on your week 7 required reading. So these are quick links that you can click on to each of those if you need to as well. Below here also is the links for, say, your checklist, your reading. So definitely go ahead and check on each of these. This is your checklist for your preparing your menu for print, and we'll go over this in a second. You might want to take a screenshot of that while you're working on it. Your required reading for week 7, and it basically goes over all of the terminology that goes with our preparing for print. So it talks about pre-flight files, bleeds, press-ready PDF, resolution, CMYK, links, panel, spell check, and crop marks. Okay, and then don't forget, package your InDesign file. There is a link here if you forgot, and what's neat about this is there's a video for each one of these. So if you need extra help with that, definitely go in there. I'll be doing a demo as well on how to create a press ready PDF. Okay, and then I just lost that, sorry. And then what we're going to do is actually just do the demo for your prepare for print, and that's what I'm going to start out with. So go ahead and click on that. That's basically just the assignment if once you're ready to submit it. But what I really want you to do is click on your checklist, make sure you read through this. I would take a screenshot of this. And basically, this is the steps that you're going to do to make sure that your menu is print ready. You know, this would be something a designer would do before they send the files to a printer to make sure everything's going to look perfect for print. So there's some extra steps that we need to do in order to make sure that that looks the most effective and smooth process that it can be. If you have an issue with any of the files, the printers can see that. They'll call you and, kind of let you know as well. So sometimes you'll have, hopefully you won't, but sometimes you may have that. They might charge you extra for revisions, say if they have to do some of these steps as well. So it's really important that as a designer, you make sure that you're doing all of these steps if you are sending your file to print and to a printer. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. We already know that we are using the Adobe fonts for your menu text. So the requirements are make all revisions suggested in weekly feedback, which I will be getting that to you this week for last week. Make sure your document has set at 1/4 of bleeds all the way around. I'll show you how to do that. Check required fonts are correct for your menu. Run spell check. Pre-flight document, create new CMYK profile, remove all unused colors, convert all used colors to CMYK. CMYK is the format for print. It's the best format for print. It's cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, and those are the plates that are involved when printing on a print press. So convert all images to CMYK. You're going to have to use Photoshop for that. And then convert logo to CMYK. You're going to use Illustrator for that. And then create press ready PDF. Use settings covered in class meeting. I'll show you that in a second. And then, of course, make sure you're packaging your InDesign file using all the settings below. You're going to make sure copy linked graphics is selected. update graphics, links, and packages selected, include PDF, print PDF, and then what you're going to do is select PDF preset CMYK menu. Then you're going to zip that packaged folder for grading. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up. I'm going to share my screen here. Open up your InDesign file, do whatever necessary changes that you need to it. Like I said, I'll be getting feedback to you today on your front and back of your menu. So keep an eye out for that. All right. And then I went ahead and just made a screenshot of what I still need to do here. So let me stop sharing and I share my whole screen. That way you can see everything I have open here. So what I like to do is sometimes if I'm working on something and I need to kind of cross-reference, I'll take a screenshot of that and put it on my desktop and just open that up. And that way I can easily access that, kind of move this aside and make sure I'm hitting all those points. All right, so what we're going to do is obviously make any changes based on feedback. Make sure your document has bleed settings. Well, I did not set that up in the beginning. So let's go ahead and set those. If you go up to File, Document Setup, and where it says Bleed and Slug right here, you're going to click on that little drop-down menu. And you're going to do just the top, bottom, inside, outside, where it says Bleed. And we're going to set this to 0.125. And if you hit this little link here, it's going to set all of these to that same number. You don't have to worry about the slug. The slug is just extra margin space that doesn't print, but it's for like special instructions for your printer if needed, say if you have Pantone colors or whatever. Click OK. And then what I'm going to do is make sure my guides are showing so I can see my bleeds. So you can see the bleeds are represented a little bit over my trim edge in the red border. So what I want to make sure is anything that bleeds off. So it looks like just my picture here. I'm going to pull that bounding box all the way to the edge. So that way when the printer, when this goes to print, it's not going to be cut off and there's going to be a white gap if the press shifts the paper in any way. Now, the only thing is my image isn't quite going to the edge. You can see in here on the bottom, that's where the image stops. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to adjust that, and I'm going to have to, listen here a sec. I'm going to have to go to Object, Fitting. Oh, where is that? Object. I'm grabbing my other layer here. Oh, make sure you have, if you have like a layer like I did, make sure that you're grabbing both layers. So I have, not only do I have an image text box, but I also have this extra white transparent box. So I'm going to go and select my image, fill frame proportionately. That'll just bump it all corners. And then I'll pull this back up here because I needed some contrast and just make sure that that's being, extended to the bleed. That looks good. All right, same for the inside here. Let me get rid of some of my boxes up here. Reset Essentials. There we go. Same thing here. Just go ahead and click on your, if you do have, you might not. If it's just plain white, then you don't have to worry about it. But I have an image back here that needs to be extended so it won't have a weird white gap when printed. And if it's shifted on press, you won't have a weird white mark there. Perfect. Okay, and then just go ahead and do the same for your back cover. If you have anything that stands, this would also include not only images, but if you have, say, graphics that you have kind of bleeding off. Okay, that actually fits perfect. And then I just go Object, Fitting. Oh, again, I have a little box here. I need to double my, I need to do both of the bleeds too, because I actually did a little box here too over top. There we go. That looks good. And then I'm going to save it. Okay. So the bleeds are set. The next step is required fonts are correct for a menu. So you just want to make sure you your required fonts are listed. If you go up to Window and you choose links, you can actually, let's see here. Not only can you look at all of your images in here, see the fonts would be in your pre-listed. Okay, so if you go to your links, you can, this is the next step I'm going to show you before the fonts. Or I'm sorry, after the fonts. These are all the images that are in my file right now. So you can see I have all these JPEGs. And all these JPEGs are probably RGB mode, so I need to convert those to CMYK. But before I do anything, I'm just going to go up to my window, and I'm going to choose output, and I'm going to choose pre-flight. This is the pre-flight check. And this is what will show if there's any errors. You'll see like a red mark, maybe even down here, and even at the very bottom of your document. See how it says no errors. If it shows errors, then you want to definitely click on it and see what's going on. You know, maybe it's a font, maybe it's an image, but mine looks pretty good. So I'm pretty good here. Okay, so just check in with that, and that is basically on your pre-flight document. We're going to create a new CMYK profile as well. So what we're going to do here is okay, so it has color, we have color, basic color. CMYK or yellow plates not allowed. We don't really want to click that. Everything looks good there. We're just going to keep that in check because this is how we're going to change that cancel. Oh, I wanted to cancel that. I didn't do any changes, so we're good. How we want to do that is go up to window and go to color and go to swatches. This is how you check your color mode here. And in your swatch box, you're going to click on that little the little stop up here so that you have other options here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to select swatch options. And you're going to want to make sure the color mode is CMYK. If it is, that's fine. You can cancel that. Go into your swatches and delete anything that's CMYK. Go ahead and select, say this RGB, and hit delete. If it's linked to your file, what you're going to do is say, if this pops up, remove swatch and replace with, that means I'm using that somewhere. I want to convert it to CMYK. Okay, so this is how I would do that. I'm going to cancel that, and I'm just going to click. I'm going to double click on that swatch because I'm using that somewhere in my file. And what I want to do is I want to choose my CMYK in here. Now, we just want CMYK. So go ahead and click CMYK and click OK. And that's going to change it from an RGB to CMYK. RGB is for web. So we don't want that. So when you go to delete it, if you used it, if it deletes right away, then you're not using it in your file. But if it doesn't and you have this, just hit cancel, double click on it, and go ahead, click on the down arrow where it says color mode and choose go up to CMYK and click OK. So all of these should be CMYK. Now, if you're not using any of these, you can just delete them. We want to kind of clean this up a little bit. So any unused colors that we're not using, go ahead and get rid of. I'm not sure if I'm using that one or not. Oh, I guess I'm not. Registration paper and black are already defaulted. So these really are the only two colors I'm using. So I clean my swatches up. And that was part of convert all used colors to CMYK and remove all document colors. Okay. Now we're going to use Photoshop. We're going to take all the images that I use in here, before, not the logo yet. We're going to open it up in Photoshop and convert those to CMYK. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to open up Photoshop, and you should have all these in one folder. I'm going to go ahead in my folder here, and I should have a packaged file in here, so that's good. And all my linked images are in here. So I'm going to shift select all of these to open them up all together. And this is every time you do this for print, you want to make sure that each image, you go up to image mode, and you want to go to CMYK for print. It's going to give you a warning. Just click OK. And what you want to do too is maybe just check the resolution. So this is good. So I'm going to click File, Save, and you're going to save as a, we're good. Just save it. Okay, when you do save for print, typically what you do is you save as, and you would drop down this menu and choose a TIFF. But I don't want you guys to do that for this purpose because it's just going to be too big of a file and you probably will have issues submitting it to me. All it does is it makes it the most highest resolution possible. It's the best format for print. So just kind of keep that in mind. You want to always keep that to TIFF, but we're going to kind of skip that because we don't want you to have any issues uploading. Okay, go to the next photo, image mode, CMYK, click OK. Looks good. So file save. Again, I would do save as TIFF if I was really doing this for a printer. Image mode, the next image, CMYK print. Image size, that's good. All the resolution looks good for high res. You want that at 300 pixels per inch. And then I'm just clicking on each tab to get rid of them once I'm done and I save them. Now, if you want to make any adjustments to this, you know, say if this is too dark, you can definitely make adjustments to that. Just know that, you know, you need to convert it to CMYK too as well. Image mode, CMYK, looks good. Save. Image size, that looks good. Oops. Go back to the other one. Image mode, CMYK, okay. File, image size, that looks good. There we go, file save. CMYK, okay. Image size, looks good. File save. Perfect. Okay, so all of those are ready to go. So now all I need to do is go back to my InDesign file and choose links. And when I choose links, look what happens. Let me get rid of this one. See all those little like warning signs? It's telling me I modified that. So what I want to do is just go ahead and double click on it and it's going to switch it. And look what happens. I'm going to click on this one so you see. When you click on the salad.jpg before I actually modify it, it says the format's JPEG. This color space is RGB. I want it to be CMYK. So I'm just going to double click on it and look what happens. The color space changes to CMYK. Okay, so you want to just go in there and just double click on all these. Looks good. Everything looks good. All right, and then just kind of check down here if there's any errors. It'll show you. Mine's good to go. So all my links are perfect. All right, let's do a spell check. That's something that I should have done earlier and I didn't. So go to edit spelling, check spelling. And they're going to give you kind of suggestions. If it's fine, just hit skip. Some of these are weird names in this specific menu. So we're just going to skip some of these. Tilapia, skip, 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 skip. We're going to find a lot of words that, you know, actually are spelled right. They're just names of menu items. Excuse me. And it'll give you like a suggestion. And if it's not right, obviously just skip it, skip it, skip, skip, done. So I didn't actually have any spell check or any spelling errors in mine. So that was good. All right. So just kind of note that you'll probably have a lot of suggestions since there's menu names there. So that was spell check right here. All right. Now we're going to go and let me close out of Photoshop and I'm going to open up Illustrator. I just don't want all three of my big apps to be running here at one time while I'm doing this. I don't want to crash. Good. I'm going to wait a second here. One minute. Okay. So now that we're open, our Illustrator, now we've got to do is open up the logo. So the logo, actually, I have it right here. The logo is right here. So open up your AI logo file that you placed in there. What we're going to do is we're going to convert this to CMYK as well. So we're going to go up to File, Document Setup, and we're going to just choose CMYK. And that's all you do, and then save. And then what we're going to do is go back to our InDesign file. And we're going to replace this. Now remember about the link here. Let's go to links. And does it say that I have to replace that? No. Okay, so what we're going to do is, it doesn't say to replace it because I didn't export it as a PNG file. So I'm going to go back to Illustrator. I'm going to go File, Save As. I forgot I have to save it out as a PNG file too. Oops, cancel. File, Export. Sorry, File, Export As, and then choose your PNG. Transparent. It looks good. Go back to InDesign. All right, and it's still not replacing. Let's see if it's CMYK. Nope, we got to replace this. So let's go ahead and we're going to relink. So I'm going to click on this little link and we're going to go to our, where did I save that to? I saved it to my desktop. I think that's my problem here. Let's go File, Save, Export. Let's do this again because I don't know where I saved it to. Okay, it must be, I'm gonna save this to my desktop so then I could switch it out. I guess I had it in a former folder. Okay, so I'm going to click on this actual in the links. I'm going to click on the PNG file here and I'm going to hit this relink. And then I'm going to relink that to the one that I have on my desktop. And then what I would do is just throw that in my folder, but I'm going to package this anyway, so we're good. All right, so now when I click on here, it's going to show, you know, I clicked on that AI file, it's going to show, oh, it's not? What the heck? It's RGB still. Okay. Let's see, did I relink the right one here? Hold on, let me go do this. I think because it's a PNG file, that's probably not able to convert, possibly. So that might be an issue. Let me see. Let me go back to my AI file. Let me go to colors. Color swatches. I'm going to ungroup this. I'm just going to click on each of these just to make sure this is CMYK. Okay, this looks like it's all CMYK. Let's see, CMYK, so we're exporting that. Let me go back to PNG here, desktop PNG. Replace. Okay, I think because it's a PNG file, let's relink this again. Yeah, it's not going to do the color space because PNG files are like web files. So I think that's why it's not converting it to that. So the only way to avoid the, you know, conversion from the AI file to InDesign, you know, I already converted it in Illustrator, but since I'm exporting it as a PNG file is known for web, it's always going to show as an RGB, an actual RGB file. So that's the only issue. I'm not quite sure how that's a workaround here. So let me get back to you on that. Just if you have a logo that you place in here with a transparent background as a PNG, just go ahead, do those steps in Illustrator, convert it, go to document color, make sure it's CMYK, save as a ping file, and go ahead and relink it. It might be okay for print because we already saved it in Illustrator. It's just showing as an RGB because it's a ping file. So go ahead and do that. I'll do a little bit of investigation because I had that come up before in my past, and I didn't know if there was a workaround for that. So let me go ahead and try to figure out if that's okay to leave it as such. Okay, but all the other ones are good. You know, everything else is CMYK. It's just that ping file that little nasty ping file right there. But I know I went into Illustrator, I converted it to CMYK. I think it's just the file format that it's set into. All right, and then we're gonna convert the logo, good. Okay, create press ready PDF. So we're gonna go ahead and do a press ready PDF. And this is really simple to do as you package your file here. So what we're gonna do is go File, and we're going to do package just like you did before. There's a little warning box telling me I have 3 RGB color space. Oh, interesting. Let's go look at that here. Hold on. So this is something that you would definitely, here's my logo. Okay. RGB black and white, JPEG black and white. Okay, that's black and white. This one is RGB. Where is this one at? Rough JPEG. This must be linking, but I don't have it in here. That's really weird. Okay, let's find the rough G, whatever that is. Let's go up to link. This is where you can find problems like I am right now. Okay, this is the one they're saying I have. It's not in, yep, it's not in RGB. Look at that, see? So this is good. So I actually got a little warning. It told me, hey, this is still in RGB. So I got to go back to Photoshop. Let me quit out of my Illustrator. So this is actually a good thing that happened. Go back, quit Illustrator. And Photoshop, we're going to go open. I think it's linking it to an older folder, and that's what's going on because I already converted this. So let's see. Yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure it's just linking to that right folder because I think I have a whole bunch of folders and it's not linking to the right one. Where's this one at? We're going to delete this. So let's go ahead and click on it. Okay. Oh, it's the back side. That's what I didn't get. Dirt. Okay. I don't have the back side in there. That's really weird. You know why? Because I didn't package it the last time we did the demo. So it didn't throw it in my folder here. So here it is. It's linking to this one. Okay. So that's good. It kind of gave me that sign. So now I got to go back, CMYK. File save. That's good. So that's a good example to show you how you can catch a problem like I just did. And now you can relink them because it was showing me, hey, these have, CMYK. Okay, save it, file package, and hopefully that little thing will be gone. 1 RGB. Okay, so that's good because that tells me I had 3 of those that showed RGB color space. I only have 1, which is the logo. So I'm going to ignore that for now. And that all looks good. So it's showing me my links, my colors. I have 4 process links colors on. That's good. Here are my fonts. You can double check all your fonts that are in here. Linked images. If you have anything that, like for instance, my logo is RGB because it's a ping file. But anything in here, you're going to want to look at the type and make sure that this is all CMYK. That looks good. Colors and inks, CMYK, print settings. That all looks good. Everything else looks good. Okay, so we're going to do package. And then we're going to save it on, I'm going to save it on the desktop. Make sure copy fonts is checked, copy linked graphics, updated graphics link package, use document hyphenation exceptions, includes fonts and links and hidden non-printing content. You want to include your IDML and your PDF, but what we want to do is we want to make sure this is press quality. So where it says select PDF, press quality should be selected. Just click on that. Go ahead and package. And then let's go ahead and hide all of this. Okay, here is my packaged folder. So go ahead and open that up. And what I would do is just go ahead and open up your PDF. And now I have my settings on two up. So I want to change that here, single page. There we go. All right. So let's see, page view. Yes, there is a way that you can do, and I'm going to go back and show you. Let me go back. I'm going to do this all over again. So let me delete this packaged folder here. There is a way in Adobe Acrobat in your settings if you want to do a side-by-side PDF. So what I would do is once you hit package, because it's going to actually do this no matter what. Let me bring back my packaged folder here. Keep that packaged folder. What I would do is just throw out the PDF. Just the PDF. Go back to your InDesign file. Go File, Export PDF, PDF Presets. Hit Press Quality. We're just making a PDF right now. We're going to save it to the desktop. And save. And now we have a little bit more control of how we want this to show. Okay, so we want to choose spreads where it says pages. And we want to show our marks and bleeds. Go ahead and click crop marks and click on use bleed settings. That's all you have to do. Okay, then click export. This is going to save it to the desktop separately. And here it is. Here's my PDF. I'm going to show you how different this is. Okay, so this is showing like a printer would see these bleeds in here in the crop marks. So it's going to have a little margin. And then you're going to have your inside 1 and 2 page together, which is nice. And this will be good when to do this. So when I evaluate your work, I could see both pages side by side, like a printer spread, and then your back cover. And then when you're done exporting that out, go ahead and just dump that into your folder. Remember, you just deleted the original PDF. Put that PDF in your folder, and then you're going to zip this folder. So you're going to go File, Compress, sorry. And that's what you're going to submit. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So I would definitely go through the package process, dump the PDF, go back into your InDesign file, do a File, PDF presets, choose Press Quality, and choose all of, save that to your desktop, choose spreads here, click on marks and bleeds, choose crop marks and use document bleeds and export. And then throw that in the folder. I'm just repeating that process. And that should be good for everything in here. So when I open up your folder, I should see your InDesign file, your print ready PDF, press ready, your document fonts, and your links all in that compressed folder. All right, so that's pretty much it. So that's what you'll be submitting. And like I said, I'll be getting you your feedback this week sooner. I'm going to actually get on that after I do this lecture. So you should be hearing from me. Just don't forget to check out your other links here. Here's, different links that will help you as well, different resources. And hopefully that will get you ready to know how to prep a printed piece for press. Pretty exciting stuff. So typically as a designer, what you would do is you would email the actual printing company, you would actually send them your file. So you would email them this file. And if it's, you can check the size by clicking one time on it and then Command I on a Mac, and it'll tell you how big it is. So if it's not emailable, they might have a process where you can upload the file. Sometimes they have their own like website that you can upload it. So it's easier. This is 23 megabytes, so it's pretty big. So it might not be emailable, but like I said, a lot of printing presses have their own way of doing things. That's why it's super important to talk to them before. They can kind of show you the process. I've dealt with many printers in my past, and a lot of them, the bigger ones, have like a website where you log in and then you can upload your file, because typically you have big files, because it's high res, ready for print. You could have tons of photos, especially if it's a magazine. And then on their end, they have a big enough server, they can deal with that. It can have it saved on their system. All right, guys, I hope this helps. I will be posting this to announcements and also within your week 7 assignment area. All right, thank you.